Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third and final video that is covering some of the highlights of the syllabus. This video is all about the course policies. I am not going to read this word for word. I'm just going to kind of give you the main gist of each of these sections. So please make sure you carve out time to read it before diving into the course content. So I do want to be transparent here about where some of these course policies are coming from because I don't want you to think that I'm just some crazy stickler, mean person because I'm not. Um, but in all honesty, like colleges across the country, um, our department, our college, we have seen an increase in academic integrity concerns. And so a lot of these policies are really putting safeguards in place to help ensure that everyone completes assessments under the same conditions. I'm in no way making any type of assumptions about you or your peers. These policies are just here to protect the fairness of the course and to value um, the work that you do. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first up, attendance and active participation. So for this course, attendance is referring to actively engaging with the course. That doesn't mean just logging in and completing the assessments. It does not mean logging in, clicking through each module for the sake of clicking and completing, the entire module in 2 minutes. Okay, guys, that's not possible because within each module is text for you to read, videos for you to watch, PowerPoints for you to go through. And so please know that I'm paying attention to your involvement in the course. And if I find that you've, gone a week without any meaningful engagement, I'm going to email you. Okay, this is kind of just your chance to reconnect with the course. If anything's come up that's affecting your ability to participate, this is a chance for us to talk about it and try to find a solution. However, if there's another week at some point in the semester where the same thing is happening, please know that you may be withdrawn from the course. Um, this is to help you stay up to date, make sure you're working through everything in a timely fashion because, y'all, this class is hard. Okay. And if you get behind even 1 week, the content is going to snowball, and students typically don't come back from that. Okay. So I am trying to motivate you to stay on top of things and keep working through the course each and every week. Late work is not accepted in this course. And the big reason for that is because the assignment questions and indications of whether or not you got the question right or wrong are available for most assignments after the due date. So if something is due Monday at 11:59 p.m., then as soon as the clock strikes midnight, technically Tuesday, you can log in and you can view the assignment, again, the questions, um, and then I believe it shows what you picked and then if you got it right or wrong. Now, it does not show you all the answer choices. Okay. The goal is for you to see what you got wrong and then go and actively try to find the answer. Active learning and active retrieval are way more efficient in learning than me just passively giving you the answers because then it's really tempting to just memorize the question and answer. I am guilty of that when I was a student, right? And so you can come to me at any point if you're not sure what an answer is. I'm happy to guide you through that. But because the questions are released, I can't accept any late work because at that point, all the questions are out there and it's just not really fair. Now, I do want to say, if some crazy extenuating circumstance comes up, please reach out to me and let me know. I will need to see documentation of the situation. Um, but there is a little bit of flexibility here. Okay. I don't want life to throw you a curveball and then it cause you to do poorly in this course or have to withdraw from this course because of the policies as they're written. There is a little bit of flexibility, but you have to communicate with me as things are happening in order for us to find a solution. So next are exams. And so please note, y'all, this is super, super important. Lecture and lab exams all have Saturday due dates. Okay, they are due by 10 p.m. on the assigned Saturday, and the course schedule is in the syllabus and on Blackboard. And so the exams must be submitted by 10 p.m. And how Blackboard works is as soon as the clock strikes 10, it considers it done. Deadline has been met. It does not give you through the 10 o'clock minute, right? It does not give you until 10:01. Once the clock strikes 10 o'clock, it's due. Okay. So you will have a 3 hour window to complete these exams. Lecture exams are typically 75 minutes long. Lab exams are typically an hour. So, um, I do want to emphasize again, this is to help maintain the integrity of the course. The due dates for the exams are already available in the syllabus and on Blackboard. So please, please, please go into your calendars, write this in because when the time comes, there's no flexibility in this unless there's an extenuating circumstance and you can provide documentation. Now, y'all, please, please note that does not mean, oh, I typically work Saturdays or I forgot because I had a date, something like that. I am telling you now so that you can kind of plan life around that. And I'm sorry, again, I'm not trying to sound like my class is more important than everything else in the world. But this is how we're going to maintain, again, academic integrity. Okay, so this is the time frame. And if you know that there's an issue with it now, I need you to talk to me. Or you might want to see if there's a different class that better aligns with your schedule. Okay, because exams cannot be taken late and there are no makeup exams offered. If you know now that there's just one Saturday that's going to be a conflict, I need you to reach out to me. There is a possibility with at my discretion of you taking an exam early. Um, It'll likely be a different exam than what everybody else is taken or going to take. But there, again, there is a little bit of flexibility. I'm not trying to be super rigid and super mean, um, but this is the time frame when exams are going to be available. Now, exams and unknowns are not released like other assignments in terms of once the due date has passed, you can't go in and see the exam questions. Okay. The only way that you can review your exams or your unknowns is by coming to office hours or scheduling a time with me to go over them. We will meet in a Zoom room. You'll have to have your camera on. You have to verify your identity, and then we can talk through your assessments. So for this course, all submitted assignments are going to be completed using Respondus Lockdown Browser with monitors. That means your webcam, a screen recording. So it's going to show me what's on your screen when you're testing, and it's going to be using the two camera setup. Okay, so essentially what happens is your main testing device, like your laptop, the camera associated with it is going to be on you like normal. I'm also going to be able to see that screen of your main testing device, but then you're going to use a separate phone or tablet or something, a device that has a camera, and you are going to link it so that that other camera is showing kind of like a side angle of you. And there's way more detail on Blackboard. Okay. But essentially, this is allowing me to see the testing space and the actual exam itself from multiple angles. Okay. Now you will have several opportunities to practice setting this up. And I will be watching the recordings to give feedback so that by the time the first exam rolls around, you are comfortable with the process. You're testing in an accepted testing environment, and you know how to do the required 360-degree environment scan. Okay, online on Blackboard, I spell out all of this in great detail so that hopefully any questions you have are answered. I also have links to videos that show you what an appropriate environment scan looks like, that shows you how to set up the two-camera system. But you are going to need to carve out some time to make sure that your testing space meets all the testing requirements, that you know how to do the environment scan properly, and that you know how to set up the two-camera system. You don't want to wait until the day of the exam to try to figure it out, because that is how chaos happens. Okay, so all of these requirements are spelled out for you here in the syllabus and on Blackboard. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of it now, but please make sure you carve out time to get this figured out. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. So the use of AI, y'all, AI is a fabulous learning tool. Okay, I recommend putting the PowerPoint in there and having it draft questions for you. That's really snazzy. But AI and Google in general, the internet in general, they shouldn't be doing the thinking for you. Okay. And so, unless an assignment specifically says, hey, use AI to do this, none of your graded work, none of the assignments you submit should be used with the help of AI. Okay. So, everything that you submit needs to be based off your own brain. Okay. If there is evidence of using AI, then it is considered an academic integrity violation and it will be reported, as with any other form of academic integrity violations. One thing that is very common amongst faculty in online classes, and that I do myself, is using an oral exam. Um, if we do need kind of more of an oral verification, um, to confirm that the work you submitted reflects your own understanding. So essentially, if I think it's needed, I will reach out to you via email, and I will ask you to schedule a time within the next 48 hours to meet with me. Normally, it's only about 30 minutes, and I will ask you a series of questions or have you talk through your understanding of various things. It's not me just reading an exam to you or a knowledge check to you, but it's more talking through the content. And like I said, that needs to be completed within 48 hours that the email goes out. Otherwise, you can receive a 0 for that assignment. All right. Let's see. Extra credit opportunities will be given throughout this semester. I'll be announcing those on Blackboard, so keep your eye out for those. Communication, y'all, is key in this course. Like I said, this class is challenging. I remember when I took this course and I felt overwhelmed many a times throughout the semester. So please, please, please let me know if you are ever stuck, confused, frustrated, any type of negative emotion. Please feel free to reach out. I am here to try and help you. The best way to reach me, as I mentioned in a different video, is through the Remind app. Um, 10 to 4 is normally more safe when I'll respond Monday through Friday, mainly because I have a 9 a.m. class that I teach. But you can send me a message at any time, but I'm going to most likely respond between this 10 to 4 window. But please do keep in mind, I have other classes and meetings and things like that, so it may not be an instantaneous response. My ACC email is another way to reach me. I try to respond within 24 hours on weekdays. Evenings and weekends are just kind of as I randomly check it. If I randomly check it, I'm trying hard to have boundaries for family time um, these days. So don't forget, office hours are your time. So please feel free to come in at any point during those office hours or arrange a time to meet with me. So that's it. I know it's a lot, y'all, and I know you may have a lot of feelings about the course policies. You may have a lot of questions. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you do have any questions, if you have any scheduling conflicts. Um, if you're not sure if this course is the right fit for you, or this section or me is the right fit for you, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to have a very honest conversation with you about it. I just like to be transparent, and I want to make sure you understand kind of all of the expectations of the course and how things are going to be done. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, y'all.